Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunday School. It's Miss Marianne. I hope you guys are all doing really well. I hope you had a wonderful Easter. Maybe you had spring break. Hope you've at least enjoyed some of the spring weather we've had. I wonder, what is something that every person needs? And I wonder if everyone has that thing. We're continuing our journey to listen to Jesus's most famous sermon. We took a couple-week break for Palm Sunday and Easter Sunday, but we're back to our series on the Beatitudes. And today's lesson is going to talk about being hungry and thirsty in a different way. So we usually think of hungry in the physical sense related to food, but it can also mean being eager or strongly motivated. Many of the people listening to Jesus were hungry in that physical sense of not having enough food, but they were also hungry for a world that treated them fairly. They were hungry for justice. And that's what we'll talk about today. Remember, in your email, there is some printables. So there is a family page to talk more about this lesson with your family, especially if you have questions. And there's a really beautiful coloring sheet. And I also included a little activity page for you. So I hope that you like that. Let us get our candle. I'll get my candle. If you have yours, you can get your battery candle. And we will light this to get ready for our opening prayer. All right, and let's just take a second to take a deep breath or two to get ourselves ready for our prayer and our story. Loving God, we want to keep pushing and working for justice in your world, making it a beautiful and loving place for all of your children. Please help us lead lives of hope and healthy relationship and to see ourselves as one family. Amen. I am going to put this back there out of the way. So today we join a large crowd of people who are following Jesus. Jesus sees their hurts and pains and cares for them in many ways. And he leads them to a mountain. So let's climb this mountain. Do you remember how? So many ways you can choose. You can use ropes to climb. You can hike. You can climb overhand. You can roll in a hiking wheelchair. I wonder which way you would like to get up this mountain. I'm going to hike. You choose your way. And let's take a few seconds to get there. Ready? Let's go. All right, we made it. Let's take a second and look around. Do you bring binoculars? Let's take a second to look around. So many people, such a lovely view up here. I wonder what you see. Let's take a seat now, get our bodies settled. In Jesus's time, people believed that mountains were holy, special places to be with God. Maybe because they reach so high up to the sky. Jesus told the people about God's kingdom on this mountain. You can think of a kingdom as the way the world works or the way the world is set up. In God's kingdom, there is abundance. There is more than enough honor, food, money, power, love, and resources for everyone, for every child of God to thrive. This is what Jesus said. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. I wonder how it feels to be really, really hungry or really thirsty. And if you ever felt that way about something that wasn't food, as sometimes think of hunger as an ache, something that keeps getting stronger and stronger until I can't forget that I'm hungry. And it can become the only thing I can think about. Many of the people who Jesus spent time with were very hungry. They may not have had enough food and water, but their stomachs were not the only parts of their bodies that were hungry. Their hearts were hungry for righteousness, which is a big word that means justice. It means wanting a right world. And this is how Jesus wanted the world to be, a place where people lived good lives, not only for their own sakes, but for everyone else's too. Jesus teaches the people how God's justice means that we make sure that everyone has what they need. There are right and healthy relationships between people and with all living things. There are a lot of ways things were not right for the people listening to Jesus. In that time, some people had a lot of money and power, and they used what they had to dominate other people. They took charge and were in control of other people's lives. Some people who were poor felt powerless, and Jesus spoke in this verse to the people who had that ache for a better world, for God's kind of world. Jesus knew their hearts were hungering more and more for relationships and systems to be fair and right, just. Just like we need food to live, we need love, hope, and healthy connections with others. Jesus understands and cares about all of those needs. And part of feeling hungry is for something. Part of feeling hungry for something is working for it, doing what we can to make that hunger come true. Sometimes it takes a lot of patience, focus, and hard work. It doesn't come easily or come fast. I wonder if there are some things that you're hungry for, like the people in Jesus' time. I wonder if you've ever maybe been hungry to be on a particular sports team, or to go to a certain place on vacation, or to see a particular person. Those are easy ways to think about being hungry. But maybe you've also heard about something not good in the world and you've wanted to really fix that thing. That's what we're talking about here. So let's pretend that the thing that you are hungry for is on the other side of the room, but you can't go get it. There's a really big, heavy stone blocking the way. So we're going to need to push the stone out of the way to get to the thing that we're hungry for. It's going to take effort. It's going to take some time to get the stone out of the way. So let's see. You've got some strong arms. We're going to push the stone, okay? So let's imagine that we are feeling really, really hungry for that thing, okay? We're feeling really, really hungry for it. Got to feel it. And we're going to push that stone out of the way to get it, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, push! Oh, we made it just a little bit closer, but we're not there yet. Let's do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, push! Oh. Can we think about doing a little each day like this? Every day. When we are feeling hungry for the world to be better and healthier than it is, we can stretch out our arms as a powerful reminder that we are part of bringing God's kingdom on earth. We are part of that. we have to make that happen. And with every little push that we make, we get closer. And if we all push, maybe we can make it happen, at least a little bit. So I wonder what it feels like to be really, really, really hungry or really, really, really thirsty. What does that feel like? What does that feel like in your body? What does it feel like in your mind? And I wonder if you have ever felt hungry for something other than food. Can you think of something? Was it something that you wanted for yourself? Or have you ever felt hungry for something to make the world right? It's a big question. I wonder what justice is. I wonder what justice looks like. What would a just world, a righteous world look like? I wonder what justice feels like. Those are big questions. I wonder how the people listening to Jesus felt when they heard him say that those who needed it would receive justice. Can you imagine sitting there, listening to Jesus, feeling hungry, both in your body, but also hungry for a better world, and hearing Jesus say that you would be filled? What would that feel like? I wonder how we can help God create a just world on earth. I wonder if there is an area of justice that makes you hungry, that you want to see right. Have you ever felt passion for feeding people who need it, or for giving people shoes or socks who need it, or helping house people, or maybe making it so the kids don't get sick, or what? I wonder if there's something in the world that has touched you that you have felt passion for, or hunger, passion for changing. I wonder which part of the story you liked most. I wonder which part of the story you think is most important. I wonder where you are in this story, or which part is especially for you. It's a lot of big questions today. I take some time to think on those. But in the meanwhile, I want to give you a blessing. So do you remember a blessing is something you receive? So you can put your hands out like this, and I will speak the blessing, and then you can bring it into yourself. Ready? God blesses you to live for justice in your home and in your community. You are a child of God and blessed. And let us do our closing prayer. I'm going to bring our candle back. And remember, when we do our prayer, you can hold your hands like this. You can also hold your hands out like this to show that you are open and receptive to receiving God. So either way that you would like. Loving God, we thank you for the times that bring us close to you and to one another. Help us to remember that you are always with us. Amen. And I will change this light so that the light of Christ can be with you wherever you go and wherever you are. This light will find you, and it will be there when you need it. Blessings, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful week.